All right, we're gonna do a quick video. It's not really lectures, like kind of like an open journal type of thing. It's mainly for myself and for people who are interested in watching. I'm probably gonna be mainly doing that. I'm gonna try to stay away from Discord, make this more of an open community, and I'll always have my course in the video section, and always have the course in the video section. And if you have any questions, obviously, I'll try to respond. But it's gonna be an open, pretty much a open note journal for the last 2 weeks of December. Now, I can tell you that December price action last 2 weeks was not good price action. It wasn't typical price action. Now, was it terrible? No. But this is my journal, so I'm not going to try to convince you guys otherwise. All right. I know personally that this price action wasn't the best. So just going in, the reason why we're journaling is just the essentially what made it not good and how to avoid it, especially with the system. So we're going to go from Monday, and we're going to try to make it quick because we're not really necessarily just going over trades. But yeah, so starting off on Monday, to me, I think, okay, just swept. Did we sweep that? Hello. The equal lows right here. So pretty obvious. We're pretty bearish. All right. And then we come up, we take out this high. We have this. So obviously Monday I was looking for a short. And unfortunately I didn't take this because we had this. It was right at 9:30. We had this VI right here, and who knows, right? Who knows exactly what could have transpired. All right, but that of this 5 minute and 9:30 we just dumped. So I can take that. It was definitely something I should have took here on the 30-second. Oh yeah, I did. Took a 30-second inverse to the downside. It was like right here. Break even right here to target. Obviously lower. Here's the ultimate target that we want to look for. But got break even, and got break even, unfortunately. I think this is a 30-second. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know we probably just got break even there. Cool. All right, we come up. What do we see? Tap back into this 1 minute gap. Oh no, I took this long, bro. So cruised. Looking back at it, I think looking back at it, I thought to myself, we took out that low. Did we? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's why. That's why I was bullish. We did take out this low. We took out this low, and there's your SMT, and we were delivering higher. We had a nice shape above. Okay, that makes more sense. And we closed above this high. Okay. All right. I thought we just made equal lows, but turns out we actually took it. So, my mistake. Obviously, we probably could have came down to this gap, but that makes more sense. All right. So, just journaling that. After taking out a significant pool liquidity like this, took out this low, and we started delivering higher. Left a rejection block right here. It's slung up a bit. Pretty sure on the daily it was a slight rejection block. And we took out this major sell side as well into this daily gap. Took out major sell side on this daily gap. Okay, this is why you got to make sure whenever you're journaling to make sure to not have hindsight, because this is important, right? You're gonna really want to make sure that you're being honest with yourself. So you took out this daily gap right here. I mean, you took out this daily low to this daily gap, right? So I'm expecting right here, and then we have these relative equal highs with this unfilled daily, and we came down super fast. So I'm expecting that to be manipulation. I'm expecting this whole thing to be manipulation. Took out this low. I want a V-shaped recovery back up. We also took out this low as well, and we started heading back up. So I was expecting a bounce from this gap, and we came up, tapped to this gap. I wanted a V-shaped recovery out of this. Didn't come. We greased up this low, and it's 9:49 going into macro. So I thought this was a good inverse to take. Would I take it again? Yes. So whenever you're journaling, make sure you're telling yourself if you're going to take it again or not. All right, so I would take it again based off of my assumption, but obviously on this 15-minute, we closed relatively bearish, so I can understand how you could be bearish, but just based off of the higher time frame, we took out that daily low and stuff like that. Like, I did want to see this low protected, and you know, potentially London or Asia low, but we had an SMT, I'm pretty sure, right? Did we? No, we didn't, but we had an SMT right here, which is kind of irrelevant. Even with this 15-minute closure, we swept down into this low right here, and looking at this entire range, here's the equilibrium of the range. So swept this low to equilibrium of the range. Once we came down, tapped the equilibrium of the range, swept this low, looked like a rebalance. I'm expecting longs. Therefore, this is a good trade to take, in my opinion. A really good trade. A plus, A plus, A plus. All right, because I'm bullish. We swept the low. We came down equilibrium of the range, delivering from a 15-minute gap. This is what I want to take, but some speed delivery up to the upside, and this would have been a good break even too. So I was definitely expecting this to win. That's okay. So far in the journal, I'd say December PA can flip order flow, or I can say higher time frame order flow previous does not play well into the intraday AM as well as other months. Okay, so during bad price action, higher time frame order flow, the previous order flow does not play well into the intraday AM as well as the other months. This part is for you guys. We're delivering from this daily, this low. This to me is manipulation, and as you can see, what's today? This is the 15th, right? Come back. All we did was just come back, came up, come back, and we start chopping. This is December price action. Start chopping. We didn't go anywhere else specifically. Now we came back down into this gap right here, but as you can see, we didn't bounce off of it. We closed below it, right? So, like I said, higher time frame order flow does not play as well into AM. So, higher time frame order flow from this structure alone, I'm thinking we're bullish. I expected this to be the manipulation. So if I remove this, and we have this chop on the daily time frame, right? And then we come down like this. So let's actually do it like this. So this, we do this, do this. This is what I'm expecting. You feel me? Oops. This is what I'm expecting. That's what I was thinking. Obviously, I'll have a Power 3 lecture coming up, but this is what I was expecting. All right, daily chop, come down some speed and aggression, take out this low, right, and head up higher, right. And this is the only swing low that we have out of this entire range, so this is a really good turtle soup spot. So that's why I was super bullish. That's why I didn't think longs are free. Obviously, if you trade different, but yeah, I thought that run lower was pretty weird. So going into Tuesday now, We had this right here. All right. This is easy, pretty sure. Boom. Calm, 9:30, immediately jump higher. All right. Tuesday was pretty rough price action, but then we get this 2 minute to the upside, but our strong liquidities right there. Project X was down. This is a crazy RR if you really have it like this, so you have to anticipate that this gap is, you know, solid for like a 1-to-1, and at this high you'd go break even, but it immediately hits your TP. What else do we see? I'm still off of the, this low resistance liquidity right there, so still roughly looking for this. We close really bullish on the 15 minute, so I'm expecting a rebalance. There's no value gaps to rebalance to because price action was dog. So looking at bad price action to identify it. No higher time frame gaps, but strong order flow. So we have this, we have here's what we have so far for bad price action. It's journaling. No higher time frame gaps, but strong order flow intraday sometimes will correlate. So we have this 15-minute close, super bullish, right? But mind you, at 9:30, this is our 8:30 news high right here. 9:30 close bearish. Weirdly enough, you'd expect this to, sit as higher and come back. We take out the low, and then we get our push higher. So, still expect us to be bullish after that. I'm pretty sure, just based off of like where we are in price, just delivering off of this. Like we're still holding this regardless of this close. But no higher time frame gaps, which is your 5 minute. So we normally would go from liquidity to gaps, but there's no gaps, right? So what ends up happening is basically nothing. Get this. Get this chop. Got an SMT. This low. Now, at this point, I knew Project X wasn't working, so I was down to just take anything, trying to make as much money as possible. Got this 2 minute, so I was like, screw it. We still have some room to go. Limited that. Hit this or whatever, right? And as you can see, we don't have a 5 minute that we're delivering from. We took out this intraday, so I'm thinking liquidity, imbalance, liquidity, right? So just close super bullish on a 15 minute. Get this 2 minute, we'll go break even relatively fast right here. And you have a SMT at the bottom right here. So I'm like, okay, I'll take this. Now, am I gonna take a trade like this again? No, because now I know if we don't have any higher time frame gaps and we're not delivering from 5 minute, and I'm saying, like, it's starting to look like this. We took out this, it's like, okay, like anything can happen, right? So am I going to take this during good price action? Yeah, and good price action means this isn't relevant, but wouldn't take this in December again. And obviously it doesn't work. Come down lower. And I'm looking for a 3-minute inverse to the downside. Don't quite get it, as you can see right here. So what do I notice? I noticed that TP is gonna be right there. Smooth, super clean. I noticed that. Inversions can just barely not inverse but still deliver. So lack of confirmation. So basically lack of confirmation but delivery. All right. So we got so far. And we close really bearish, 15-minute, but still holding this gap for some reason. At this point, right here, left equal lows on ES. We closed really bearish on ES. So even while holding this gap, expecting price to still deliver lower. So what can we learn from this? First of all, let me just copy. Copy. Price, a weird spot, holding a gap, even though the draw is obviously lower. So inability to deliver, lack of delivery, lack of order flow confirmation. Let me actually edit this. Hello. Do it like this. This. So what do we see? We left equal lows on ES, but we are still holding this gap, and we closed really bearish here. And in the 1 hour, we close like this. So it's like, okay, it's weird, but we'll let it slide because we just essentially, well, here's the 1 hour on the 10. So order flow, it's not really aligned. But we come up, tap into this 5-minute gap, 1 minute to the downside. I take this, for ES, take the equal lows out, and we get break even. So, well, I took that again, 100%. Let's keep going. Don't want to stay on one day for too long. Way too much data to collect. All right, we get a big dump Wednesday. Let's see if we could have predicted this up. Obviously, get this right at 9:30. I think this is pretty obvious. I already know on Better Journal. Pretty obvious. We have all this low resistance, right? So we don't really get a retrace until right here. Here's a retrace right here. Where is it? On ES, S&T. 2 minute to the downside. I already knew this, but always have your stop loss at the high. But instead, I put in way too much risk, and we closed really bearish. Almost 2 minutes, so I expected us to go. So I had my stop loss right here, and I got fucked really bad, and I re-entered right here and put my stop loss about this high and got fucked again. So what do we learn? I really screwed up my December so bad. Screwed up my December because I'd be up so much if I just fucking put my stop loss at the high. Like, I don't think you understand. I would be up so much if I put my stop loss at the high. So what do we learn from this interaction? Hello? Where's it at? Hello, why is it like this? Learned that. Stop loss at the highs. No matter what. I wanted to get lucky. Didn't, and it cost me a lot, unfortunately, because I went full size in both these trades. So obviously it delivered. This would have been the full size trade, 400, 1600 across 3 accounts. So rough. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday to me, I thought was obvious. Right? Actually, no, I didn't. Maybe I did. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah. The daily, I remember this. Thursday was terrible. Daily, we inversed these gaps. Pretty strong, right? Pretty strong inverse, right? And we had sell side to be delivered to. So Thursday, I did think was obvious, because I obviously thought we were gonna go down here. Nope. It's bullish. Command. CPI since it's higher. All this low resistance. So I'm looking at CPI. I'm looking for shorts in CPI. Gonna get this. Right? I don't take it yet because we already inversed this 15 minute and are above the 4 hour by quite some change, and we're above right here. So it's like, okay, it could technically work, but it's like I don't want to risk it. But I don't want to risk it, especially not after yesterday. And it's 9:30, but definitely a really good trade. So should I take it? So will I take this another day? Did my psych kind of play into why I didn't take this trade? Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's the most A+ trade in the world. So I'm not tripping for real. But anyways, come up. Here's the 30-second inverse I was talking about. Also get this delivery lower. Pass this low. I'll go break even. I got break even off of that. And the 5-minute inverse to the upside. I didn't take the 5-minute. It just didn't C2 confirmation. And get this. Get a really late entry. I tried to take this 5 minute to the downside. Obviously, my stop loss should probably be up here because of previous, but unfortunately, wasn't thinking, and we immediately dumped, so I got in super late. It's probably break even, and once we got this, won't break even, and got break even pretty cooked. All right. No SMT, so I'm not even gonna look for it. We got this giant inverse right here. So once we get a giant inverse like that, was it the? Alright, okay. Clearly that's not the draw. Clearly, you know, we just want to be bullish. It looks like really bullishness. And I know exactly what I'm taking, but I'm taking something. And really good delivery. I'm like dragging my stop loss, and I drag it to like right here. I get trailed. My stop loss is not that big. It's like right here. Will I take this trade again? I don't know. Probably. Just adapting the price. So, you know, Thursday was alright, but Thursday was just not the best. So what do we learn from this? Is that five-minute chop, like lack of delivery, just lack of delivery, man. We already just got it. Lack of delivery, like what it comes down to. Okay, that's Thursday. I'm gonna end at 2:15 because right now it's 2:10. I'm not trying to stay on this forever. It's Friday, chill. All right, here's Friday. Clearly bullish, right? So 9:30, skyrocket up, and we get this upside. So Friday was pretty chill. Get this, and add as many counts as I wanted to, so I took another trade. Took this short right here, terrible delivery. Stop losses right here. And I want it down here for RR. I'll go break even at the 15-minute and at the snow wick right here. Stopped, break even. So just back to what I was saying, bad delivery, right? And then take this 5-minute to the upside because clearly we're delivering off this 5-minute, right? Could go higher, but you know we have this projection block, right? I'll pretend at some point. All right, cool. Get this 5-minute. Back higher, so cool. Rebalance. Yes, takes out this high. Go break even. Get break even. Okay, cool. We clearly want to head lower. We got a 4-minute inverse to downside. Why? Barely edged. Equilibrium. There you go. And then you only get this 5-minute, so I guess this is valid, but break evens is high, so and clearly got break even there, so you know, rough, you know, just bad delivery like I said, and you know it doesn't work out anyway. So it's Friday, and then let's look at Monday. And then I didn't trade Tuesday. So Monday we gap up. This giant in dog. Right. And I text the cord. I said we're overextended. Clearly, we have a bunch of low resistance liquidity. But what do we get? Instead, come down, and I'm expecting this to get inverse for shorts. Nope. What we'll do is order flow was bullish. Unfortunately, this is bullish order flow. We're holding this. This the gap. I mean, this is the mech model, guys. Okay. So even though we have this obvious draw, all right, you have an SMT at this low. All right. It's like okay. 4 hours bullish, 1 hour bullish, 15-minute bullish. We purposely don't leave a 15-minute bearish gap here, as you can see. And we have this 5-minute gap still, but not a 15-minute gap. But get this closure below on the 5-minute. But I was expecting this to head higher. But I told myself I'd only take shorts if we get a slightly better, you know. Let's look at this RR because I want to take out like right there. This entire analog right here, like come on. And probably could have been break even, but you know, it's just terrible. But I was down to take some shorts. Don't know exactly. Oh, I think I like got in late or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened, but didn't really get the chance, unfortunately. Definitely should have entered right here, though. My stop loss at this high. Definitely should have entered, but oh well. We don't get, and oh no, we had SMT at the bottom. That's why. SMT at the bottom, and now we're delivering a bit bullish. That's this. So I think I just didn't want to participate, especially with how price action has been, you know, like especially with this run up unnecessarily. Obviously we come down to end dog right along. So what I learned is price action order flow sometimes does not correlate to drawn liquidity. Where's it at? Order flow. Alright, and you typically use order flow. That's why I was having a hard time this week. Harder time is because you typically use order flow to determine your drawn liquidity. But whenever order flow does not determine drawn liquidity, and we're kind of just playing the guessing game, it gets a bit hard to trade. So this is what makes bad price action. Here are the notes for today, and I think I traded pretty good. So yeah, that's it.